The OSRS economy has been absolutely exploding in the past few weeks, and we're seeing a complete shift from sell-off to mass amounts of buying. My name is SKYROCKETING, and in this video, we're going to talk about why item prices are rising so quickly, and then we'll take a look at some items that are going on some crazy price runs. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'll give you some investment tips so that you can take advantage of this opportunity to make a ton of gold. Drop a like if you enjoy, and let's get into it. First, let's talk about why the OSRS economy is recovering and rising at such a rapid pace. In my research, there are two main reasons for this boom. The first being grand exchange taxes being implemented, and the second is the announcement of Tombs of Damascus, or Raids 3. Grand exchange taxes were really the start to this boom. Now, you may be wondering why GE taxes matter now if they were implemented into the game in early December, and that is because tax effects are finally beginning to take hold of the economy. You see, the way that tax works in Oldschool Runescape is when enough tax has been collected across the economy to purchase one quantity of an item, the GE automatically purchases the item and then deletes it from the game, effectively sinking the item. Because of this, when taxes were placed into the game, it took a little bit of time for the new taxes to take effect on the economy, and in my opinion, right now, we're just starting to see the effects of this. In theory, this will affect rare items that are high in demand, such as the Twisted Bow or the Elysian Spirit Shield, more so than any other item in the game, but every item that is traded on the Grand Exchange will be affected in some capacity. The second reason I believe that the OSRS economy is skyrocketing right now is because of the Tomb of Damascus raid that is coming to the game in the near future. Now, anytime a major update comes into the game, the player base gets hyped and a lot of players start to make investments based on the future value of items. The more positively received that the update is, the more the economy booms. This is what I like to call the update horizon for the game, and a positive update horizon for the game is correlated with a positively trending economy. As Jagex releases more progress on the Tombs of Damascus and plans a release date for the raid, more players will come back to prepare for the raid, further driving up prices, and items will still trend upwards as more players will continue to make investments, and the economy will keep pumping. This happens with every major update in the game, and I could talk about RuneScape market theory forever, but that might be better in a separate video, so let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about OSRS flipping or the state of the economy, feel free to shoot me a DM on Discord. I've got my Discord link in the description below. I'd love to chat with you. Anyway, let's take a look at some specific items that have been aggressively trending upwards. Quick disclaimer though, I am not invested in any of these items at this time. If you choose to invest, it is completely at your own risk. I am not recommending you invest in these items that we are about to review. These are just some items I've noticed have really gone up a ton in price lately. For this analysis, we will be using GE Tracker, and GE Tracker is my #1 favorite tool to analyze items with. I think it has the best information right up front for you to use. So if you are interested in using GE Tracker, be sure to check out my link in the description below. It's helped me make millions of GP in Oldschool Runescape, and I highly recommend it for anyone serious about flipping. The first item that I wanted to point out today is the Necklace of Anguish, and specifically Zenyte jewelry in general. I think that Zenyte jewelry in the next couple of months is going to trend up a lot because it's used in every endgame PVM scenario, whether it be the Necklace of Anguish or the Amulet of Torture, depending on if you're using melee or ranged. Also, it's the best jewelry slot item in game right now for all those situations, so I think that is a very strong position for the Zenyte. Currently, we saw a lot of hype on the Zenyte coming up to next, and we even saw prices of 16.9 for the Necklace of Anguish, which completely tanked down on the update day, and has been slowly rising back up as Raids 3 kind of creeps into the scene, and we're seeing those effects of the GE tax come in. Currently, we just broke past the 13.4 mil mark, which was the previous rebound high of February 1st, and currently on March 3rd here, we're seeing it hit 13.6 mil. So I honestly think that the Zenite jewelry is going to keep trending upwards. If you look here on the week as well, a straight uptrend. At the beginning of this week, they were 12.5 mil. Now we're seeing them at 13.5 mil, a 1 mil increase over 7 days. The update horizon for this item is looking very, very nice. The second item is the Elder Maul. Now, the Elder Maul is currently trading for 11.8 mil each, and as you look on the graph here, the Elder Maul has had quite a weird pattern. We saw a lot of Next hype coming up. We saw some GE tax pumping up the price. Next hype for a little bit and traded pretty steady, but then after Next came out, completely dropped down to 9.2 mil. In my opinion, this thing looks pretty beat up and pretty oversold. But within the past 2 months or so, the Elder Maul has been doing a strong uptrend, and currently we're about to trade for 12 mil again, which was the previous pre-Next update hype level, and I think we're going to have no problems hitting that. As you can see here, it's been trading sideways for around 11.8. That is a pretty good sign. We've seen within the past month as well a huge price recovery on this item as well. 9.6 all the way to 11.8 mil. Super, super strong. Even on the week, it's been relatively strong. It is trading sideways, but it is not digressing in price, which I think is a really, really good sign of an uptrend on the Elder Maul. You can see with the Zenite and the Elder Maul, we're seeing a lot of uptrend activity, and I think that goes for PVM gear in general. The third item I've noticed is recovering a lot in price is the Twisted Bow. Now, how could we go forward and not talk about the Twisted Bow and its importance in the PVM scene? It is one of the big 3 items and is super, super important in all PVM situations. As you can see here, we were seeing prices on the Twisted Bow of around 890 pre-tax, and when the tax hit, it was only a catalyst for the Twisted Bow. Now that we're seeing some Twisted Bows sunk out of the game due to taxes, we're really seeing the price run on this Twisted Bow, and with Raids 3 on the horizon as well, I think that only makes a larger use case for the Twisted Bow. I would not be shocked if the T-Bows went back to 1.2 bill each personally. Now, that is not investment advice. I'm just saying if that happens, I won't be shocked. And currently, right now, we're seeing the Twisted Bow trade for $1.52 billion. So, really aggressive price run, especially in the past month here. Even the past week has been really, really crazy for the Twisted Bow. I think this will continue to all the way until the day of the Raids 3 update. But again, that's just my opinion. The next item I'm going to show you guys is the Berserker Ring. Currently, they're trading for about 2.5 mil each, and the graph on them does look surprisingly strong. We see that when the GE tax update came out, we had a huge price run on the Berserker Rings, which regressed all the way back down come January 8th, so a quick price pump. But since then, it's been trending up really, really well. Now, I think there's 2 reasons for this. One, obviously, the Berserker's prevalence in the PVM scene is very important, the best in-slot ring slot for melee, but also on top of that as well, we're seeing a lot of player base growth, and I don't know if that's just because of the update horizon or it's just a good time frame for the game, but we're seeing a lot of players stay and play RuneScape, and even new players come in as well, which is good, and you can check that out on the OSRS player count graphs if you'd like. We're not going to do that in this video, but you can see that the uptrend on the Berserker Ring has been very steady and very, very good. Currently, they're trading for 2.5 mil, like I mentioned. The past month for it has been really good. They're up 400k on the month, and on the week even, they are trading sideways, but they're not losing value. Anytime an item is either going up or trading sideways, they're not losing value, right? And these flat areas are great for building investments because your items will consistently buy out over a long time frame. So personally, I think the Berserker Ring looks pretty good, and it's been going up a lot in price as of late. Again, this is not investment advice, but I did want to show it off. The final item I wanted to show you guys to prove that the OSRS economy is really starting to boom is the Abyssal Bludgeon. Now, the Abyssal Bludgeon is trading for about 21 mil flat right now, and as you can see on the quarter view, we did see some regression after GE taxes were implemented into the game, and the Bludgeons came all the way down to 18 mil, which is pretty low, but since then, they have been trending up very, very slowly, and I think there's going to be a good amount of opportunity on this one. We saw it bounce off at the 21.4 mil mark, and then start to trade pretty much sideways. And like I said in the previous clip, anytime something is trading sideways, it is a great opportunity to build an investment. And right now, in the past month, we've seen some really aggressive uptrending on the bludgeon. I think this is Raids 3 hype, to be honest. I think people are starting to buy these bludgeons in anticipation of Raids 3, and they think it might be a useful item there. But if it's not, then I think players think it's a good deal anyway, considering it's only 21 mil right now, and we've seen prices in the past couple of months here of 26.6 mil, and even in the past year, 27 mil, 28 mil basically, and here's another 28 mil. So I think a lot of players are seeing upside on this item with Raids 3 on the horizon. It is clear at this point that the overall old school RuneScape economy is on an uptrend. With that established, let me give you some investment tips and tricks so that you can take advantage of this soaring market. Now, I'm not going to tell you what items to invest in, but I'll give you some ideas on what to think about for your investments and some strategies that you can use to safely invest without losing your money. First, you need to find items to invest in. In general, the best way to go about doing this is to think about the update horizon for the game, like we talked about earlier in the video. Since we have Raids 3 on the horizon, think about what items will be in high demand for the new raids. To get some ideas, read through the Tomb of Damascus blog posts and watch the Jagex development team talk about it on their streams. If you want to dive even further into it, read the old blog posts from Raids 1 and Raids 2, and you can safely assume that the developers will draw on old aspects of Raids while also implementing new ideas for the new Raids to keep it fresh. So those old ideas might apply for investments. Reading through all those gave me a pretty good understanding of what items I'm going to invest in, so I'm sure you can find something in there too. Another great tip to make millions on these investments is to not jump into your item investments too quickly or all at once. Raids 3 is still far away, and the economy may see some large price fluctuations up and down in the meantime, even though I ultimately think the economy is going to trend upwards. Because of this, it is crucial that you do not invest all your cash at once, and it is also crucial that you do not invest all your cash into one item. Find at least 2 items that you really believe in, and preferably 3 to 4 if you can. Analyze the item price graphs and invest over a month-long time frame and on all of the price dips. Now, this is going to build a much safer position in the item in the long run and is ultimately going to lead you with more profit. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you want more investment tips and tricks, be sure to check out some other OSRS flipping and investment information on my channel. And if you have any questions, be sure to hit me up on Discord using the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.